Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to do a quick revision of the communication skills for class 10th IT exam. This video will cover all the important concepts, definitions, and exam questions in a very simple way. Let's begin with what is a communication? Communication is the process of exchanging the information between sender and receiver. It can be verbal or non-verbal. Quick recapitulation. Communication means exchange of the information. Sender, who will send the messages. Receiver, who will receive the messages. What is the feedback? The response given by the receiver to the sender. Channel refers to the medium of the communication. What is a message? Message means information. Communication process will include the sender, receiver, and message. All three are the parts of the communication. Encoding means converting the idea into the message. Decoding means understanding the message by the receiver. Communication is two-way process. That is, sender sends the message, receiver receives the message and acknowledges it with the feedback. The different types of communication are verbal, non-verbal, visual. Let's understand them in detail. What is a verbal communication? A communication which use the words, remember, either spoken or in written form. The different types of the verbal communication is oral communication through the conversation, lectures, phone calls. Written communication, email, letters, report, notice. Make a keynote of the examples. These questions come in 1 marker. Non-verbal communication, the communication without words, using the body movements, expressions, gestures, and signals. Very important as for examination point of view. The different types of non-verbal communication. Kinesics, the body movement, gestures, or the posture. Facial expressions, smile, anger, surprise. Eye contact, the confidence, attention, the active listening. Proxemics, physical distance during communication. Paralanguage, the tone, pitch, the voice quality. Most exam questions come from the definition of kinesics and facial expressions. These are some of the facial expressions and types of the body languages from which the paralanguages, gestures, facial expressions, body proxemics is important. Visual communication. Communication using the visuals like charts, graphs, symbols, signs, or diagrams. Examples, traffic signs, presentations, posters, infographics. Spoken communication is verbal. Body language is non-verbal. Charts are visual communication. Email is written communication. Facial expression is non-verbal. Telephone conversation is verbal. Signs are visual. Eye contact is non-verbal. Reports are written. Diagrams are visual communication. Communication which use gestures is called non-verbal. Body language is part of non-verbal. Kinesics refers to the body movement. Email is example of the written verbal communication. Facial expression is the example of non-verbal communication. Charts and graphs belongs to the visual communication. Tone of the voice is paralanguage. Distance between people is called proxemics. Speaking in class is oral communication. Traffic signals are visual communication. Now let's understand the barriers in the communication. What are the barriers? Sometimes communication is not successful due to the certain barriers. So these are the obstacles that prevent the effective communication. The different types of barriers are physical barriers, noise, distance or poor network. Language barriers, different languages, difficult words which are not easy to understand. Emotional barriers, anger, stress, fear. Cultural barriers, different beliefs or behavior. Organizational barriers, hierarchies, rules, the workloads. Make a note. Noise and the languages are asked most frequently in your past papers. 5 types of noise in communication. Physical noise, physiological noise, psychological noise, semantic noise. What are the semantics? The different meanings. Most important word, semantics. Cultural noise. Recapitulation of the barriers. Noise affects communication. Language difference is a barrier. Poor listening causes miscommunication. Emotional stress is a barrier. Physical distance causes barrier. Distraction leads to poor communication. Lack of feedback. Cultural difference. Interruptions. All these are different types of barriers. Now let's understand 7 C's of communication. To make the communication effective, we follow the 7 C's of communication. Clear, concise, concrete, correct, coherent, complete, cautious. You can check the images for the better understanding. Let's understand it with the definition and examples. Clear. Message should be easy to understand. Example. Instead of submit ASAP, as soon as possible, the correct sentence should be submit the assignment by 5 p.m. today. Clear. Easy to understand. Concise. Short and to the point. Message should be short and to the point without unnecessary words. Example. Instead of, I would like to inform you that you should attend the meeting now, we should go for attend the meeting tomorrow at any particular time. It will be more important. Concrete. Message should be specific and supported with facts or details. Example, the project increased sales by 15% in 2 months with facts. Correct. Message should be grammatically and factually correct. He go to school is grammatically wrong. He goes to school. Coherent. Message should be logical and well organized. Means first explain the problem, then move to the solution and at the end the result. Complete. Message should include all necessary information like meeting on Monday at 10 a.m. in the computer lab, having the time, venue, day. Cautious. Message should be polite, respectful and friendly like please complete the work. Thank you for your support. Definitions, examples of 7 C's are frequently asked. Go through this topic thoroughly. Clear means easy to understand. Concise means short and to the point. Correct means error-free. Complete means full information. Cautious means polite. Coherent means logical. Concrete means specific. 7 C's improve what? Communication. Lack of clarity leads to confusion. Politeness shows courtesy. Communication should be easy to understand means clear. Short and to the point communication is concise. Error-free communication is correct. Logical flow of message is coherent. Polite behavior cautious. Giving full information complete. Specific and factual communication concrete. Lack of clarity confusion. Now let's understand the steps of the communication with feedback. This is known as communication cycle, having the 7 components. Sender, person who starts the communication and sends the message. Encoding, a very important term. Sender converts the ideas, thoughts into words, symbols, or gestures. Message, the actual information being communicated. Channel or medium, way through which message travels. Examples, speech, phone, email, text, presentation. A 1 marker important question. Receiver, person who receives the message. Decoding, receiver interprets and understands the message. Last, feedback, receiver responds, tells the sender whether the message is understood or not. A very important key point. Communication is incomplete without feedback. And one more key point, that if there is any barrier, then also the communication got interrupted. So, quick recapitulation. Sender to message to channel to receiver. Sender will encode it. At the receiver point, the message will decode. And the process will complete with feedback. If there will be any noise, the communication process will be interrupted in between. Let's recapitulate quickly. First step of communication, sender. Converting ideas into words, encoding. Medium of communication, channel. Understanding the message by receiver, decoding. Communication cycle completes after feedback. Email is an example of channel. Receiver performs decoding. Lack of feedback leads to incomplete communication. Communication is a two-way process. Sender to receiver, receiver to sender. Receiver response from receiver is a feedback. Right steps of communication in sequence. Sender, encoding, message, channel medium, receiver, decoding, and feedback. Explain encoding and decoding with example. Encoding. It is the process of converting ideas or thoughts into words, symbols, or gestures. Example, a teacher thinking about homework and explaining it to the students. Decoding. It is the process of understanding or interpreting the message by the receiver. Example, students listening to the teacher and understanding the homework instructions. Why is feedback important in communication? Because it shows whether the message is understood or not, completes the communication process, helps the sender to improve the communication if needed. Real life example of communication, any example in between you can go for, like sender is a teacher, message homework, channel speaking out, receiver student, and feedback student asking the question or nodding. Nodding means moving your head to understand. That is what your active listening. Active listening means carefully hearing, understanding, and responding to the speaker. Eye contact, nodding, asking questions, not interrupting, and taking the notes. Often asked as skill of active listening. The 7 steps are: be attentive, ask the questions, summarize, request clarification and your body language. Revise these definitions and key points once again before the exams. All the best for your exam. You will do a great. God bless you always. For more quick revision videos, subscribe to the channel and keep learning. We will update the next video to cover the next important chapters for the exams. See you. Take care. Bye-bye.